All right, one and all, we've got the Mavrokniv or Mavroknife, however you want to pronounce it, in the studio. It's the Spectre. I mean, this is the brand, and then this is the actual model. The Spectre, D2 steel, kind of a natural G10, contoured handles and everything. And before I get too far in there, of course, we've got to be really cheesy and partly sleazy to push my channel. But I did get these hats in, and some people have, well, we've been selling a bunch of them actually. Some people ask, hey, let me know when they come in. So here it is, Luvthemknives hats. It's actually a good hat, not plastic, not open, not mesh, not this and that, and decent quality here, stitched in the good old USA, and yes, made in Bangladesh, but really a good, and it's stone wash, you know, it's gray on the back, it's green on the front, really nice colors, and it just says stay sharp on the back. 18 bucks, I pay for shipping, and I also include a free Luvthemknives koozie, okay? So you get both of these for $18 delivered. And let me say also, if you want to join my Patreon, $2, $5, and $10 levels. The $10 guys, they get in on a monthly drawing of either a knife or a flashlight, which will equal $50 to $100, okay? As we get more $10 members, the value of those items will go up monthly. But they get in on that drawing, plus early bird on my monthly table sales. You'll notice when you look at my monthly table sales that maybe 30 or 40% of the knives are already sold when it goes public. That's because the Patreons 5 and 10 get to buy 2 days before it goes public, and so they buy what they want. If you join this, you'll be in on that, and the money you save buying a knife that you really want is well worth the monthly, plus the $10 a month guys. Like I say, $2, I charge you $2 for my handling and packing, and then the actual shipping to the final buyer, 2 knives per month limit that I will sell for you for free. So you have a $300 knife, it costs you $30 to sell it on eBay, and no, I don't charge you $30, okay? I just charge you actual shipping and a $2 fee. Saves you a lot of money. That may pay for your membership alone. So just think about that. And we do have some more of the LTK strops available. So there you go, LTK logo on both sides. I've got compound on both sides of this. Rubber feet. And it is a synthetic board material, so it won't rot, it won't warp, this kind of thing. They're really well made in the USA. Leather, and I can add some compound or just sell it to you the way it is with the natural leather, and you can add whatever compound you want. You can hang it on your pegboard, and it comes with a microfiber cloth and some alcohol wipes, that kind of thing. So there you go, and some channel stickers. All right, so that's $48. I pay the shipping, and the shipping has been running $7, $8, $9. So yeah, I'm not getting rich on it, but I do have a few left if you're interested. And this is a knife I got from Amazon because I was just cruising Amazon. Every once in a while, people say, hey, did you see such and such and this and that? I got one on Amazon. And you know, I mean, I think somebody may have turned me on to a different knife on Amazon. I was cruising around and I saw this. And I thought, that's interesting. What do they say it is? Oh, they say it's D2. Yeah, right there, right? And so I'm sitting there going, not sure, you know, a lot of Effen knives, and they haven't checked out as D2. None of them have. So not putting this in that same basket, but, you know, very cynical. And this was $59 though. So this wasn't inexpensive, right? I mean, you can get, you know, my Civivi Vexor, and you can get some nice, you know, some decent knives from Best Tech in the $52 range. So why get this? I don't know. Just the design. I thought it was interesting. That's all. I mean, no other reason really. Just going off-road. There you go. Yeah, good luck finger flicking it. It's not real easy. The cutout doesn't go far down here, so... And actually the detent is relatively decent on this. Pull, 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 pull. And there it goes. Trying to fail it. Actually, it holds pretty good. Oh, there you go. Failed it. But it's appropriate. And it's, it's stronger than a 4. Most of the flippers are 4.5 to 5 on my scale that I've been reviewing, regardless of the brand. But this one, I'd say closer to 5 than 4. Nice. Not bad. It's good. Good set and grind here. Plunge looks pretty reasonable. It's easy to disengage this lock bar. Not bad. And there's your lockup. That's 50-60%, so that's strong. It's, of course, a steel liner, okay? But if you look at the upside here, the top, underneath the top side, there's no liner there. There's just the liner for the lock. And we'll take it apart, take a look inside, kind of see how it is. But centered up, reasonably decent. Yeah, and I did send it in to get it tested. Here's my test page, and from the guy who actually has a metallurgy degree who did test this, and it says D2. And there's your chromium. Yes, it's around 11-12% chromium, which is what D2 is. And he says yes. Okay. Now this, I got a Rockwell number off of this from Kurt, my tester, and it was 62.2, I believe. So yeah, it was pretty solid. I was really surprised it was that good. Nice. G10 I like this natural G10. Some people, I mean, like my buddy Wes calls it baby puke. He doesn't like it, but I raised 2 children, so it doesn't look like baby puke to me. I've seen that many times. No, but I like it, and it's something that you can actually dye as well. There's your back spacer. That's pretty nice. It's inset a little bit in here. So, it doesn't really provide much traction or anything. It does protect the blade a little bit. Doesn't look like you can get your finger to touch that blade. It's pretty far in there. Blade to handle length is pretty good. Okay. And the design flow, pretty good. So actually, kudos to the designer. Not bad. Deep carry pocket clip, but you can't put it on the left-hand side, so it's a righty only. I think they could have actually moved this deeper, possibly, but I don't know. Maybe they were thinking, sometimes you may want to just get the knife out like that. Don't know their thought pattern on that. The knife, the pocket clip doesn't necessarily present a hot spot for me, and this part where it goes up like this, I like it when they level off, and I think it's a little long for what it needs to be. I think it could have started tipping up here and straighten out and still be about that long instead of this long. But it hits me right in here regardless, so no, it doesn't bother me with my particular size of hands. Someone else that has bigger or smaller, this might be hitting you right in here instead of in this crease. So that's relative based on your hand size. Reverse grip feels good, Yeah, it does. So, and ergos overall, well, you got the choil here, the palm swell. It's a gentle palm swell coming back. So really it gives your fingers ample place to hold on to the handle. I mean, really, it's pretty neutral. So yes, it's comfortable. And of course, this is contoured. So this is not flat. Now, It's got grain on here, but I wouldn't call it super grippy. I mean, not like, this paramilitary 2 has got grip. And my Civivi Vexor, even more. Okay. But this one, it's fairly smooth. It's fairly smooth. So, and let's compare it as far as size goes. So it's pretty close to the PM2, but the Vexor is going to be way bigger. Vexor's a monster. It's a monster. And where was it? Best Tech Fish. Of course, Swordfish is a monster too. It's pretty big. It's right in the Vexor category. And throw my Kershaw NORAD. Getting closer. NORAD's a little smaller though, isn't it? So there we go with that. And let's get the real numbers put together here. Let's get the good old tape measure, both in metric and regular. We got inches, 3.5-inch blade, 90 millimeter, and 8 1/4. So it's almost the exact. I mean, it is the exact same size as the PM2, and it's 21 centimeters long. So, okay, it's pretty standard EDC size. How about EDC weight? And here we go. 4.5 ounces. That's not too shabby, actually, for what you got. 128 grams. So it's not super lightweight, but it's not too bad. Not too bad. Now let's see if we can get our little caliper out here, since we do have this contoured. Yeah, it's a little thicker. It's 0.58. 14.7 millimeters, and blade stock is 3.7, so 0.14. So fairly good sized blade stock. And then if I can get a reading around here and see if it changes, 0.57, 0.58, and it's just really going to be hard to get anything here. Now it looks like the same all the way up and down. So same along here. But yeah, I mean, kind of like the blue surround on the pivot, kind of gives it a little bit of a pop. You got your lanyard area in here, so that's nice and discreet. It's just, it's at a price point. If it was $25 to $29 or $32, I'd be more impressed. But at $59, well, there's a lot of other contenders out there, more brands that have a more familiar name to them, and a more established track record. But yeah, I mean, this is not terribly flickable, but yeah, there you go. So let's see if it's sharp. Well, it's pretty sharp out of the box. And by the way, here's the box. So, and it kind of gives you, it says D2 on the top of the blade here, but also on the back of the box. Well, let's see which way we're going to be able to disassemble this. And I don't know, from the front, from the back, or if it's got a screw and a round pivot tube between the two screws. I don't know. Let's just try it from the front here. There's a screw, there's a surround, and that... that's all steel. It's just coated steel to make it blue, but it's magnetic. I take the screws out whichever side is easier to take them out of, and they look the same size here. Let's see if we can pull this without further ado. Here's our pivot, and that looks to be a one piece, so I guess going from the front was the smart way to go on that. And yes, it has all fallen apart, or mostly. And oh, we still got a little. There's our lanyard area, and of course that fit into here that had to pull apart, and then this here coming through into the back spacer, and then finally into that screw. So yeah, we got parts and pieces all over. And there's what the lock bar looks like. It's not, it's not skeletonized for weight relief, and probably doesn't really need to be. There's your ceramic detent ball, and there's where your travel is. There's a hardened steel insert that they put in here because, you have to. Because you got to. So that goes in here in some way, shape, or form. Let me see. Yeah, it goes in like this. So you'll know by the shape of this little shape here tells you it's got to go in that way. There's your bearings, which are not ceramic, so that's interesting. Ceramic detent ball, but no ceramic bearings. And at this price point, I really don't care. So we all went from the back here. I mean, we took it apart from the front, so this pivot tube was in the back like that. We need some bearings. Not too difficult to figure this one out. Maybe put a little bit of lube on there, and maybe a little bit on this travel for the detent. Roll this around, put a bearing in here, a little bit more, and then need to get back in here for where our lanyard goes. Yeah, it was kind of a big wad to munch down on. Probably should have put it back together from the front side because of that steel insert. But I mean, if you flip it over and you're careful, you can do it the other way. No big deal. And let's get the pivot at least put in place, and then we've got a screw on one side and a screw on the other to put in place as well. There you go. And that one goes right in there. Yeah, it looks like we're centered. Yeah, pretty good. Let me see if we got any play. No, we don't really. Boy, that's real drop shutty now. That's crazy drop shut. The Mavrokniv Spectre, or Mavrokniv Spectre, however you want to do that. But yes, great action, interesting design, and yes, it's real D2, and yes, the Rockwell number is pretty good. So maybe it'd be a good user. It's an alternative to some of the other brands and designs out there. So if you were curious and you like this color and this design and everything, then yeah, there it is. And you know what we do around here. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.